Today at work, I was making the native materials list, which is, in short, just like a list for learners of Japanese, kind of telling them what media they can use to like study at whatever point in their Japanese studies relative to Native Shark, where they are in Native Shark. And while doing so, today I did a lot of anime stuff. So just like watching a bunch of my old favorite shows and going through them. And it was really cool because I haven't watched those shows in years. Shows like Hagane no Renkin Jutsushi, which is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And what else did I watch? Toradora, which was pretty good. But like, you know, I would only watch the first however many minutes, usually about the first episode, just so I can place it in the native materials list. And then I would, you know, move on. And while, you know, I want to, I mean, to be honest, I wanted to just sit there and watch the whole series over and over again. But, you know, trying to be time efficient and all that. And while I was doing so, I was thinking about how limited time is, which is like somewhat of a heavy statement in a way. I mean, it really is. I mean, like, we're all gonna die one day. That's a thing. Yep. But at the same time, that's like it really makes me think about like how I'm spending my time. And like, am I spending it in a way that at the end of my life, hopefully, you know, when I'm over 80 or whatever, like, am I gonna look back and be like, yeah, that was chill. That was a cool life. GG. You know, am I gonna be thinking that? Or am I gonna be like full of regret or something like that? And I hope you don't, you probably hear my voice kind of crackling up a little bit. Gonna try to not do that too much, but it really has me thinking about that kind of stuff right now, because I want to rewatch all those shows, but I know I don't really have time to rewatch all those shows because, right, I'm hanging out with my friends, playing on this server that I'm in, and I'm making these YouTube videos, and I'm studying Japanese, and I'm studying Nihon Shua and Japanese Sign Language, and I'm just doing all kinds of cool stuff. I went to a book club recently, and you know, I met some cool people, and I'm just having fun. I'm going to a couple of sports events that are fun, like local, and we're all just hanging out. And I know if I like start binging an anime right now again, like say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is 64 episodes, that's a lot. Because what, 12 episodes is like 4 hours times however much. So that's like a week of just straight watching shows, right? So I don't have time to watch it, but I want to. But also there's so many more things like other than that I want to do as well. So I have to decide, well, do I spend my time doing this thing that I already know I love, which is great, and it would be really cool to experience again? Or do I spend my time kind of trying to do new things, you know, like this YouTube channel, or like yesterday I was like kind of bored, so I'm like, all right, I'm just going to start a new game. So I started Hollow Knight, and that was pretty cool. Okay, I didn't get far, but it was still cool, right? And you know, we only have so much time in our lives. And I think it's really good, you know, it's kind of a sucky idea, but I think it is really good to really think about how you spend it. Because like, are you going to look back at the end of your life and be like, yeah, that was fun, or, you know, I loved this person, or I feel fulfilled by this thing. Like that, those are the things that I want to think, you know? And, you know, that's like a big reason I'm living in Japan. Like, growing up in Connecticut, it just wasn't it. It just wasn't it. If you live near Connecticut or in Connecticut, you know it ain't it. And, you know, living here in Fukuoka really, like, brings a lot of value to my life. And I feel like I'm constantly growing and, like, just experiencing life as much as I can, right? Like, it's so much fun to be in a completely Japanese speaking, like, circle where, you know, everything I'm doing is just completely filled with learning. And I'm like learning the dialect here. It's just so much fun. Also, where did I put snowballs? I don't know. But it's just so much fun, right? And I know I wouldn't be able to get that in Connecticut. So yeah, that's like kind of why I'm doing it, is because it just gives me so many learning experiences and it's so fulfilling. And also it helps me learn so I can teach people better, because while I don't like technically teach directly, I do end up teaching a lot of, well, teaching, air quotes, teaching like mindset tricks and stuff like that. Like a lot of the guides on Native Shark are just, well, obviously like a bunch of ideas of all of us, but I'm the one who's like typing them, right? And the rest of the team are, you know, Nico's writing all the lessons and stuff like that. But it's just so cool to see people's responses to what we're building. And it like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just so fulfilling. And then like when I see like the YouTube comments on like below, like on my channel, and people are like, oh my God, thank you for saying this. This like made me think about my life in a new way, or I went through this and, you know, these words are really helping me out and stuff like that. When people say that to me, like, that's why I make these videos. That's why I write the Native Shark guides and stuff like that. And like I'm hoping that it's going to help someone. And then, you know, maybe they pay it forward, and then maybe one small, tiny act at a time, you know, the world is a better place. I don't know, it feels like a big jump, but hopefully you kind of know what I mean. So I guess what I want to say the most is like, are you spending your time, So yeah, I guess what I want to say the most is like, are you spending your time in a way that doesn't necessarily make you happy all the time? Because you can't be happy all the time. Life is ups and downs. You can't have happiness without sadness, and that's just part of life, and that's okay. But are you spending it in a way that makes you fulfilled? That's what I try to ask myself a lot. And right now the answer is yes. But like, you know, I'm a human, so there's randomly days where, you know, some days are harder than others, you know? And that's okay. That's not really that big of a deal. Like, you just got to do something that makes you feel fulfilled. And that's what I try to do with the YouTube and Native Shark and all that. And then like recently, like I think I said, going to book club and just hanging out with new people, meeting new people, and things like that. So I think if you're not doing something like that, you know, I don't know what's best for you, but maybe it's something to examine. Maybe it could be pretty cool to just try something new, you know, or do something that you think would be really fulfilling for you. So give it a shot, and it'd be cool to let me know how it went in the comments or something like that, or in my Discord maybe. So good luck out there, and I'll see you in the next one.